And I believe that is it for the... Yep, that's it for the pictures this evening. So now it's time to pull up the... The Alivast Oracle... Wait. The Alivast Oracle. Can I make a Krabby Patty now? No. Rebuild continues as search for missing persons intensifies. Shit's on fire, yo. Wise words from Lady Isla Bolton overheard as she helped defend the city from the raging draconic forces. Shit's on fire, yo. While being rocked to its foundations by a dragon attack has not sullied its spirit, the city of Alivast's rebuild from such a horrid tragedy has been slower than other city leveling events, such as the Great Jello Incident, or Gary's grandest fuck up, for which Gary Gormless Beard shall never be forgiven for his monumental mistake that cost the entire city millions of gold pieces. Factors are many. The complete devastation across all districts has workers building round the clock to put things back in working order. The looming paranoia from the lower districts to leave bunkers and safe places throughout the city of retaliation. And the simple, unavoidable fact that many now await the safe return of over 400 hostages taken by the dragons in their assault upon our fair city. Or the identification of bodies trapped among the rubble by a Hoketh clergyman. The city streets are now primarily teeming with guards and concerned families calling out into buildings and digging away at ruined shops and curio stores for any sign of their loved ones. And directing excavation teams to help clear whole streets that have become unintentional cell blocks. The stress of the situation has required an exhaustive schedule in order to keep our city's finest from cracking, as one Violet Keskadine from the Arcana District Guard explained. The rotation is 2 guards, 2 Hoketh clerics, and at least 1 crafting district dig team for 3 hours to a family. It's harder on the heart than anything else, since you're basically spending 3 hours hoping you don't come across a dead body, or an emaciated citizen, or someone screaming that their parents or children were carried off by some dragon. Some guards come back to the barracks after their rotation and just drain a whole bottle of alcohol. Others break down once they cross the threshold. Whatever these cultists want, I hope the council just gives it to them so the citizens can just be at peace again. The council is, in fact, received demands from the cultists, but word has since been scarce, though they've been deliberating for quite some time on the topic. The only information given so far is that of basic safety measures, gold rewards for joining volunteer building squads in the crafting districts, and a reminder if you have found any unresponsive persons among the rubble, or have found vulnerable and lost citizens trying to find a way out of collapsed buildings and alleyways, to contact your local guards person and bring them to one of the many stations set up around the city. It occurs to me that people are going to have questions. Unexpectables leave, music returns, a new crystal appears to the attic, Unexpectables return, Unexpectables leave, dragons defeated, missing peoples return, new crystal appears, Unexpectables return. I can't see if you people, Brork for example, starting to put 2 and 2 together. Well, Brork knows what we're up to. He's the one who sent us out to begin with. Brork knows what we go out and do. I mean, he's one of the only few people that knows what Lies is, or Lysalavast. Plus, we are official heroes of the city now. In reference to the attic, I mean, Brork does know about that as well, I believe. I mean, yeah. Yee. But we're official heroes of the city, so like, you know, it could go any which way. I'm pretty sure that if we leave and then come back and shit's fixed, people will know it was us that did it. Are they really gonna complain? Yeah, probably. The old lady, what's her shit? The huge bitch elf. The old crone. She'll probably be like, well, it was Task's fault to begin with for existing and surviving the slaughter of his family. If he wasn't here, then he would have taken the things down. I mean, on some level she's right, but fuck off. On a deep, super fucked up level, technically I guess she's right. Irma, yeah. She'd absolutely say something like that. And on a certain level, yeah, she's right. If Task weren't in Alivast, this wouldn't have happened. But that's super fucked up to say. I mean, she's right, but you shouldn't say it. Oh, and speaking of which, tensions increase as heroes implicated. Where are the Unexpectables? The recent dragon cult attack was thought to be another act of simple, wanton aggression, leaving citizens stunned and dreading the fates of their families, friends, and neighbors. But anonymous sources with ties to the council have released information that has created additional chaos and confusion. The leaders of the Craven cult have stated that they will release the hundreds of citizens they are currently held as hostages in exchange for 2 individuals, Tarask of Iron Oath and Venavel of the Northlands. It is unknown what connection or interest these 2 have to the cult, but apparently the council has voted in favor of the exchange. To add a level of complexity to this situation, there is a widely spread rumor that the Tarask of Iron Oath is none other than Task, the Red Kobold, member of the Unexpectables, and one of the owners of the popular Sweet Dragon Tavern. We have attempted to reach out to the Unexpectables for comment, but have been informed they are no longer in the city of Alivast. Several witnesses have recounted acts of bravery from the Unexpectables during the attack. That big orc fellow was laying into one of those overgrown geckos right hard. Right, Tarty, said Petunia Brassbarrow, a tailor in the Middle District. Right in front of me shop. I could see him plain as day with 2 dwarven fellows, and a guardswoman giving it what for. When asked what she thought about the possible association with the cult, she was just as confident. I don't think those fellows have anything to do with it a lot. Maybe that Task one has been a real thorn in their side, and that's why they want him so bad. In a city as diverse as Alivast, there's also a diversity of opinion about the cult's offered deal and the involvement of the newly anointed heroes. I'm really worried about my wife, said William Tinker. I haven't seen her since the day of the attack, and if it is a simple matter of trading 2 people for 400, that sounds like a pretty good deal. I mean, it sucks for the 2 of them, but isn't that what heroes do? Sacrifice for themselves for the good of others? I don't know. I just want Martha back again. The kids haven't slept a wink since. Several other adventuring guilds have been mobilizing to track down the Unexpectables. Gurza Redjaw, leader of a guild known for bounty hunting, has taken interest in the situation. I haven't heard numbers yet, and we're not moving until I see how many zeros, but others are expecting a payout if they locate this Task and his crew. With so many lives in the balance, a lot of people are thinking this lot skipped town to save their skins. Others are thinking they'll mess up any chance of a deal between the cult army and the city. Either way, lots of people are turning over stones looking for the Unexpectables. If the price is right, my crew and I will start hunting too. The Oracle has reached out to the Council for a formal statement on the matter. Scribe Mitzi Shkana responded to deliver a pre-written statement saying that the council has no formal agreement with the dragon cult at this time, and that any rumors of some kind of deal cannot be confirmed. Councilwoman Solly Andrus of Oran, the current employer and backer of the Unexpectables Guild, has also been unavailable for comment. It is unsure if she has any way to contact her employees or how this current state of affairs will affect her standing in the council. Nothing but cowards willing to sell their grandmothers for the promise of an uninterrupted night's sleep, stated Arg Bristleback of the Ripjaw Knolls. In Tricadia, we knew no matter how sweet the vampire's words were, they were meaningless. Only blood tells the truth. I have faith that these Unexpectables will fight and die with honor, especially Panic Grimtongue. If you have seen him perform, you will know that he is metal. And running away with your tail between your legs is not metal at all. I'm sure he's shredding an awesome new guitar solo and not crying like a pup at the sight of an adult dragon, unless it's covered in bees. That would be terrifying. I mean, it's true. Panic did kill that dragon. What an oddly specific thing to say. To be fair, dude came in with multiple ancient dragons. Living in Alivast, we know that sometimes you just have to scrape a little bit of the char off the crust to get that good bread beneath. Bellwether's Sons and Daughter Bakery, still open. Oh, and we got about 10 minutes left, so let's wrap this up with Letters to the Lady of Livrosia. Note, the Alivast newspaper is legally obliged to inform readers that the contents of letters of readers do not constitute religious, financial, or legal advice. Editor's note, we haven't received the usual batch of letters from the Lady of Livrosia since the recent incident. Until the communication can be reestablished, we're running some old favorites from the mailbag. Oh, here we go. Dear Lady, my boyfriend and I have recently started living together after dating for 5 years. I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, but sometimes he'll spend hours in front of the scrying orb and never once acknowledge my existence. He's only affectionate when it's convenient, and whimpers like a kicked pseudo-dragon when I confront him. Do I have to keep reminding him to treat me like he still cares? Signed, Lonely in Love. Dear Lonely, I love you. What you're experiencing is actually fairly common. There's no simple solution. When proximity increases, it often feels like intimacy decreases because instead of your contact being confined to distinct segments of time, you're experiencing each other in all states of being. You are developing a new normal for your relationship, and now is the time to communicate what you need, but also learn what your partner can provide. Don't lay on the guilt and say, we used to, but be honest and say what you need. Maybe even go so far as to schedule a weekly date night or other activities that can satisfy your expectations.
Dear Nihilist of Ganache, I recently got my friends to the Shadow War books. I've been a long-time fan of the series, but he stopped halfway through the second book. I couldn't accept this, especially since he likes the S series. We had an argument about a week ago. He hasn't spoken to me since. I want to patch things, but I also can't let this insult stand. How can I demonstrate how wrong he is while also making him my friend again? Signed, XX Hardcore Knoll XX.
Dear XX Hardcore Knoll XX, I love you. I think your letter got delivered to me by mistake, but I'll answer it as best I can. It is surprising how uncomfortable it can be when someone doesn't like something you really enjoy. It can feel like a rejection of ourselves because we have such strong emotions tied to that interest. In a way, it can make you feel like your feelings aren't acknowledged by your friend. The best way to work through this is to remember that you and your friend have enjoyed many other things together and can focus on them instead of your differences. If you need to discuss the topic where you disagree, set ground rules and give each other plenty of grace. Dear lady, my friend and I were just hanging out when we both suddenly sneezed in sync. We talked to our friends about it. They said it's probably a coincidence, but we are convinced it's a conspiracy. Our current theory is that whenever our friends say our names, the sound wave somehow resonates with our bodies, causing us to sneeze. I admit the theory needs work, but what are the odds of us sneezing at the same time in the same place when neither of us are even sick? There has to be more to this. We just want to know what they mean. Signed, Truth Seeker. Dear Truth Seeker, I love you. There are a variety of different explanations as to why people sneeze. Needing to expel an evil spirit is one of the most people have experienced. Other times they seem to come out of nowhere, though I've heard some silly stories about them being due to dust or pollen from plants. If pollen did produce sneezes, you'd think bees would be known for sneezing instead of honey. Every springtime, there's an abundance of malicious spirits in the air that tickle your nose in an attempt to get into your brain. Keep sneezing and make sure you invoke the blessings afterwards. It wards your sinuses against evil for up to 24 hours. If you sneeze too much, you can also irritate your sinuses with a saline solution made from holy water and a pinch of baking soda. Oh gosh. Glamorous Jezebel's Displacer Beast Preserve, just south of Humbrack Village. 10 gold for admissions, 50 gold to feed them, a bunch of gold for kitten cuddle time. Glamorous Jezebel will not be responsible for any accidental death or may not happen on the preserve. We've got... oh lordy. Sometimes you don't want low-key. Sometimes you want to make a big, hairy deal with a trip to the Romantian. Pleasant surprises lurk in the darkness with an extra long reach and an impressive grip. Oh my god. Sexual dimorphism is a strange thing. Very, very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Hang on, I'm gonna... there we go. I believe that is a bugbear. Well, I believe that's all the time we have for this evening. Oh, fuck it. I got 3 minutes. I'll do one more. Let's go back to an old favorite. Gregor's Hunting Notes by Gregor Shieldmender. Why, hello, my dearest readers. I must apologize for my long absence. I, Gregor, have just been returned from a long excursion away from the city, filled to the brim with practical knowledge which made my abs quiver at the thought of sharing with our wonderful subscribers. Recent events, however, have sadly rendered them stationary in fear. I, of course, speak of the incursion of the High Almond Temple by such dreadful, powerful, awe-inspiring beasts known as Yugoloths. The power of a Yugoloth can be almost insurmountable to most normals, whether they hold no official title or no. As the former Alman representative can attest to, it almost makes one question the veracity of the city itself. Could more of these tricky Circadian tacticians have overtaken other members of our leadership? Could there be any more puppeting of the guardsmen we entrust our safety to? One must be vigilant of those around us, my dear readers. The question of whatever erratic changes in personality or diction may present, thankfully for all of us, I, Gregory Shieldmaster, have just a trick to deal with these saboteurs. A little concoction I like to call poison. Yes, as one's life grows long and one's faces myriad of different beasts and monstrosities, most of the adventuring ilk will come to ask, why the hell did I buy that vial of poison from that nice old crone instead of a healing potion? It just doesn't work on most things. Well, now's the time.
my suddenly prepared adventurer. Poisons of all sorts will work wonders on Yugoloths, their interplanar bodies being especially susceptible to this unsuspecting draft. A simple dab of such concoction on your arrowheads, blades, or even just smearing this stuff on flat of Warhammer is enough. One hit, and those uncanny demons will be falling apart in no time.
Drager, thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the party. And that's it for the Alivast Oracle and for the Alivast Art Gallery this week. Credits, of course, as always, go to Sky on Air, Endless Dreamer, WX Chuck, Doc Holiday 45, Alcoholic, Froggy's Mom, Jim the Rabbit Cow, August Christopher, and Rylberg. Thank you all so much.